All right, hello, my fellow gun lovers. It's a gun junkie here, and in this video, I want to talk about two guns that I bought in the last 8 months, and I'm going to give you my thoughts and experiences with these guns. Now, they're both chambered in 380, and I know there's a big debate about 9mm and 380, and 380 can't do the job. 380 can absolutely do the job. I'll talk about in another video how a 380 saved my life, pretty much. Enough of that. Let's start off with the video. What two guns am I talking about? Now, the first one I'm talking about is actually the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0. The second one is the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0 Carry Comp. As you see here, there isn't too much difference between these two. This one does have the added thumb safety, and it's a slightly larger barrel. But again, overall, pretty much the same gun. I did purchase the Carry Comp for $450, and I did purchase the regular one for $350, so about $300 or about $100 difference. That's kind of where I was at with those. Now, I first originally bought the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0, and I was kind of debating between getting this one and getting the Ruger LCP Max. Okay, now I'm a pocket carrier. I do carry 380 a lot. About 60% of my time is carrying a 380, 40% 9mm. Now, again, as if you've seen in my previous videos, I do carry either a Glock 42 chambered in 380 or a Ruger LCP original in 380 as well. So I've carried those two guns for the longest of times. And I was thinking about getting a new 380 pocket pistol. I'm not a person that usually follows trends or anything like that. So when I heard about this gun, I wasn't really looking into it. I was, seeing of it as another hype thing, another pointless thing. And again, I'm not a hobbyist in the gun community. I'm a person that uses these guns as tools for protecting me and my family. So the big thing that I always do spend a lot of money on is ammo. I don't spend a lot of money on guns. I probably maybe have like 20 guns total, maybe a little more, but I think it's about 20 guns total compared to my friends where they have 50, 60, 70 guns. I'm not that kind of person. My money goes to my ammo for practice. But again, I still want a good looking gun that I can carry well and it works well. So again, didn't follow the hype for this. I just saw a few videos and I'm like, it's not something I really care for or want. So, whatever, time passed. I eventually, I go to the gun range maybe 3 times a week. So, went to the gun range and I finally, saw the little gun. I'm like, people again talking about the Bodyguard. I heard someone, that rented out the gun. I was like, whatever. I was like, can I see the Bodyguard 2.0? And they're like, yeah, sure, So in me, in my head, I was thinking it was larger, stuff like that. Again, I saw videos and somehow it looked larger. So when I finally was able to actually grip this gun, it was different. I was like, okay, whoa, wow, this gun is actually fairly thin. It's actually small. This is kind of nice. And then once I gripped it, I was like, okay, wow, it feels comfortable. If you don't think about it and you hold it, it feels kind of to an extent like a full size, but not really. It all depends on your hand size. My hands are a bit average, I guess. But gripping this gun felt nice for a 380, and for it to be this size, I don't know. It's like a full size gun X down. It's hard to explain. You actually have to go and try it out and feel it yourself to know what I'm talking about. And again, I was that person that had to experience it so I can actually see like the wowness of it, right? So I finally ended up shooting it, felt great. I was like, okay, this is actually something that can replace my Glock 42 and my Ruger LCP. So I actually went out and purchased it. So again, I was excited. I purchased it. I was like, okay, I need to start, I need to play with this a little bit. Early on, yeah, I mean, it's been tight. Loading it up, doing the 10+1, it was getting stuck. Not fully, of course, but like, had its little issues here and there. And it just needed some break-in periods. So where my Glock 42 was something that I was like, pull it out, I feel comfortable carrying. This one I had to put in at least, I put in about 4,000 rounds. I had to put in about 2,000 in my comfort level to actually say, hey, I can carry this. I've actually been carrying this for about 2 weeks now, so I'm still fairly new to carrying the gun. But honestly, it's been nice. Again, it takes a good break-in period, shooting it a good chunk of times, and breaking in the spring. Same thing with the magazine. I never did 10 plus one. I was always a 9, pretty much 9, 8 plus one. So I never fully pushed the magazine crazy enough to struggle to put it in. I was like up until 9. And then I shot like that so I can break it in, which actually helped. That's actually something that helps break in a gun. Not putting too much pressure on it, but doing it consistently where, the spring eventually got loose and now everything fits nice, snug, and smooth. So I finally got the gun to this point because, well, I want to carry it. So, again, I'm to the point where I'm comfortable carrying this thing. But yeah, honestly, shooting this thing, the recoil on this has been a shocker because where something like the Ruger LCP and the Glock 42, the Glock 42 is nice to shoot, but again, I do get tired shooting it. This is something that I'm like, okay, I want to keep shooting this thing, but ammo is expensive, so I got to cool it down. And looking into the Ruger LCP Max, I'm glad I chose this. I've shot the LCP Max a good chunk of times, and I'm like, I might need to, but no, I'm glad I chose this over the Ruger LCP Max. It is cheaper, but I have more confidence with this one than the Ruger LCP Max just by shooting it, the accuracy, the recoil, all that stuff. I just feel more comfortable with this gun. Now, other people can probably like the LCP Max better, but for me, in my hands, this gun is just far superior, and it's worth paying the money. Now, shooting wise, I can actually shoot. The farthest I've shot with this and hit my target is 40 yards. Comfortably, I can shoot between 20 to 25 yards and actually hit my target. It's not something that was small. It was something that was pretty good chest size, you could say. Hitting the 40 yards took me a couple of shots, but I eventually got it. So it's not a distance gun. I feel like this gun is more of a, 10 to 15 or 15 to 20 yard type situation. And again, it does the job really well. So I that's one thing I do like about this one. My Ruger LCP or my Glock, I can do it a little bit better within 20, 25 yards. The Ruger LCP is more like, 10, 15 yards that I can hit it pretty well. I can still hit my target within 20, 25, but it's not, no, there's too many. Yeah, no, I won't do that. But again, this little thing has been amazing. And I actually purchased a TAC Defense pocket holster, which is a little bit large, but it does the job really well. And I bought it on Amazon for $10. It's very sturdy, very nice. It fits in the pocket really well, and it conceals it. So I put it in this way where, it just goes in, and then this is on the outside. So, there's no imprint there. And again, I can take it to work and things like that where I wouldn't really have any issues. Or the store where, not to worry people, but I live in an open carry state, so not a lot of people really care. But again, this holster has worked really well. It's very snug, very comfy. And again, for $10, I actually got it fairly well. I'm actually purchasing another pocket holster, but that's going to be for this gun. And that's a more expensive holster, which was about 50 plus. But again, overall, this holster does really well. Gun is amazing. If you have a chance to purchase this gun, I do recommend it over the Ruger LCP Max, over pretty much a lot of other guns out there, because this is something that I do trust my life with now. Now jumping up to the Bodyguard 2.0 carry comp. Why did I buy this? I don't know. It's pointless, yes. Does it shoot better than the Bodyguard 2.0? Of course it does. It shoots about 30% better. It's a little bit better to handle. And that's because, the barrel's a bit larger. But overall, do I recommend you buying this one over this one? If you have money, go for it. If you don't, get this one. You will not regret it. You're not gonna regret your purchase, honestly. Again, I honestly don't know why I bought this one. I think it was kind of stupid that I bought this one, but I don't regret it because I love shooting this thing. I had money and I was like, okay, I like these two. I'm going to purchase it. I like it. It does have a thumb safety, which I can easily change out. These barrels can easily be changed out, by the way. And I do want to carry something with a pocket safety, or a pocket safety. I'm sorry, a safety, because I do carry it in my pocket a lot, and I do have children, 2-year-olds that like climbing on me, playing with me. So I want to make sure that, I usually do take my gun off, but you can't do every situation safely. So I want something with a safety. As long as you train with, pulling a gun out and doing it quickly, you can easily, practice with the safety. But this gun, honestly, has been wonderful to shoot. It's still small enough where, you can pocket carry this. And again, on this holster, it fits probably even better. But I'm going to get an actual better holster from Muddy River, and I'll do a review on that later. But honestly, it fits really well. Love this gun. Shoots well, looks good, and honestly, there's nothing you can regret about this. Now, in certain situations, this is always going to be better for me because I do like smaller guns. I'm all about the small gun. The smaller, the better, because I want to conceal it as much as possible. But in this situation, in a holster like this, I shouldn't really have an issue. And again, this one I can actually shoot a little bit better. I can shoot up to 50 yards and accurate with 25 yards. So overall, 2 amazing guns. Do not regret getting any of these. And honestly, I'm just excited to own these guns for a long time. I feel like this is something that's revolutionizing the pocket carry situation with the 380s. They're little pocket rockets that are honestly awesome, and I feel like I'm, again, going to own these for a really long time. Again, over the Ruger LCP, as most of you know, I love Ruger. I'm a huge Ruger admirer, especially of the regular ACP. I still carry that one, but yeah, honestly, I'm above over heels with these because they're just so good. And Smith & Wesson really did themselves on this one, and they came in hard. That's all I have to say. And most of you, again, know me. I'm not light to say that about a gun. But again, these things wowed me, and no regrets. Now that I've been shooting them, they're smooth. They're just so well built, and honestly, I'm just so happy that I actually get to be part of, this time of seeing this kind of technology being out there. Not really technology, but yes, yeah, to an extent, gun technology. That's pretty much all I have to say. If again, I do recommend one or the other. I recommend this one, the regular 2.0, over the carry comp, but you will not go wrong if you can afford a little more money to throw out there. Get the carry comp. For females, my wife does also carry this one a good chunk of the time. That's why I do have this one as well, so that's why I kind of don't mind. So yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. If you guys liked the video, please like, share, and subscribe. I'll be probably doing another video when my holster comes for the Bodyguard carry comp, and that is from Muddy River. I think that's what it's called, Muddy River holsters. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.